see. Alright, I think we are good to go. Better late than never. I think audio and everything should be good. Turn up the music, but yeah. Alright, welcome everyone, Sanjay Uchiha here, back at it again. Welcome to my Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Manga Chapter 26 reaction review. Kinda late to the party, the rain after work, and then getting a drive to come home. Crazy, trust me. So, I don't think I've done like a Boruto like chapter review or reaction this late ever, so yeah. But anyway, shout out to those of you who'll see this after the fact, because this is not my usual time, so it is what it is. Wait, Kyle, what go on, man? I mean, the rain is down now still, so that's the good part. Can't complain. So we nice and dry. Good part is that we never really get wet up or anything like that. It was just the wait on a drive which was the rough part, really and truly. So yeah, but anyway, late to the party, let's jump right into it. Of course, guys, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. Shout out to those of you who will be here after the fact. Where's a wife on the way up? Forgive. But yeah, man, me there, man, up and gunning, ready for the chapter. So chapter 26, got the cover with Momoshiki. Boy, after this man comes back into the story, it's looking so pathetic. The man them decide to put him on the next chapter cover. But I'm really curious to see like how things are gonna pan out with, you know, his plan between him and Boruto. What kind of agreements. Anyway, chapter 26, those like-minded. So back at the Uzumaki residence here. Oh wow. This honey's always sold out. Yeah, I was really lucky this time. It's your favorite, isn't it, Himawari? You made my day. Thanks, Inojin. Alright, Inojin working the charm, playing the long game. Of course, we have a frog watching. More than likely Boruto. Or Kashin Koji, maybe. Yamanaka Inojin, I have several questions for you. Huh? Or rather, things I'd like to confirm. It's just a formality, as I already know the answers. What's with this toad? You have affectionate feelings towards Uzumaki Himawari, in the romantic sense, do you not? What? Very well, your reaction is sufficient. Next, do you wish to protect her? Well, duh, of course. Good, that's all. Hold up, what's going on? Who are you? Our interests are aligned. If you want to know more, come with me. Bro, I mean, it's the Naruto universe, so I mean, random frogs talking. At this point, it should be no biggie, but I mean, still, imagine a random frog just talk to you, dog. Anyway. Oh, it's reverse summon. So I guess that panel we saw from Kashin Koji's prescience, his view of the future, I guess this is the start of it. Okay. Alright. Yo, why Koji look so fresh, dog? Like, the man just... The man not follow, you know? I know it's the clone of Jiraiya, but still. Who are you? My name is Kashin Koji, and I'm fighting to protect this planet from the Divine Tree's menace. Kashin Koji? That Kara remnant? Don't take this as a threat, but this place doesn't have a physical exit, so you can't leave on your own. Don't worry though. Once we finish talking, I'll see. Yo, why the man them look so fresh, bro? Is this what the people call aura farming? The man them not look so fresh, dog. Honestly, the man them. Whoa. Anyway, Boruto. The man actually look cool. Yes, just like the throne, like the king on the throne. You see me? Anyway, back at the Divine Tree hideout, we have Hidari. Why is this man crying? Hey, what's that you've got there? This is a type of book known as a novel. It's a fictional tale, but I underestimated it. It seems to have touched my heart without me realizing it. You had a similar experience a little while ago. Oh yeah, when Matsuri was crying, he was also crying. That was Matsuri's emotional reaction to the various feelings she came to harbor from interacting with Konohamaru. Anger, sadness, and a glimpse of love. Alright. I gained a great deal through Matsuri, including these tears. Is that icky? This is so stupid, bro, honestly. No, it's intriguing. And yet, this is nowhere near enough to understand and control love. We need additional intel. Speaking of which, this ain't so profound as to be intel, but I think I understand now the specific reason why my instinct chose that woman Ada as my target. Oh, do tell. I want to devour her. Not just in the sense of simply consuming her, but for control. I want to make her superior genetic information mine. Okay, interesting. I don't give a squat about love or what all. I just feel that we divine trees ought to thrive more as a species. Well, thrive. I see. Interesting. Might not be a bad way to learn about love. Back in Konoha, we have Shikamaru here. Can you hear me? Shikamaru. Kashin Koji? Wait, whose mind transmission jutsu are you using? I have Yamanaka Inojin's cooperation. And relax, this transmission is off the books, of course. There's no chance of the sensory unit hearing us. I see. But could we talk later? I've already got a lot on my mind. With the elders having summoned me, it's actually about that very thing. Worst case scenario, you may end up losing your position as Hokage. Well, I mean, not too surprising in the grand scheme of things, you know, because with all the quote-unquote failures that Shikamaru's had, I mean, the elders... Yeah, it makes sense the elders would go ahead and fire him. And then there's also the pressure from the feudal lord, especially with Boruto escaping Konoha. So, yeah, it's kind of rough. Damn it, I was afraid of that. It would be a problem for me as well if that happened, so I'll give you as much advice as I can. But what will transpire is up to you. Tread carefully. What's a bother? I feel like I should just resign right now. I feel like that's a lot of persons when it comes down to work in general. Anyway, pardon me. Well, it's been a while, Lord It. Or rather, interim Hokage Nara Shikamaru. Lord Kobu. This is a new character. What brings you Lord Daimyo's personal chamberlain here? Isn't it obvious? That mission in sand that you planned and carried out arbitrarily on your own. Arbitrarily? I am here as an observer. Lord Daimyo is questioning your ability to carry out the responsibilities of village head, as the very necessity of shinobi villages has been frequently brought up in recent times, which makes sense. You're in a quote-unquote time of peace. So yeah. Depending on the circumstances, we may be talking about more than just budget cuts. As you already know, both our village and the Land of Fire are currently under threat from divine tree beings. Unfortunately, they are not the negotiating type, and as we move to deal with them, we obtain certain intel. The details and personnel for this recent mission were all based on this intel. And what sort of intel was it? You probably already know this, but do not mention prescience. Apologies, but I cannot go into detail. What? It's for the safety of everyone. Its veracity is uncertain in the first place. However, on the front lines, we often have no choice but to rely on uncertain factors. And so I decided in this case to follow my intuition and lean on this intel that I had, with the resolve to take full responsibility in the case it failed. Lord It. Putting aside the intel's content itself, what we are most concerned about is its source. While it seems unlikely, I would sincerely hope that your source is not that traitor Boruto. I hear he's well versed in the Divine Tree's biology for some reason. In fact, there are even more rumors that he's secretly in league with them. Rumors. Anyway, that he has a despicable plan to deceive Konoha with fake intel and destroy it from within, as revenge against the village that drove him out. If I may, with all due respect, that's Konohamaru. No, let him speak. Better they direct their ire at him than at you. Ugh. Boruto saved my life during this last mission, so this may solely be my personal impression, but I don't believe he has any intention of harming Konoha. Are you actually taking his side, Sarutobi? I just think we should hear him out. You idiot, have you forgotten? He dared to strike down the Hokage. He's an undeniable felon and deserves to be eliminated. How dare you say that we should listen to a criminal? There is no room for debate on this point. I mean, let's be honest here, fam. You guys have Orochimaru in the back corner, like under surveillance. Let's be real. We have Sasuke, the war criminal, as well, the international criminal. This is our first rodeo when it comes on to these things, dog. Let's be real. If you have Orochimaru in the back corner, let's calm down. I know it's Naruto and you think Boruto killed him, but let's calm down. Anyway, but counselors, enough Konohamaru. The mission itself may appear to have been a success at first glance, but not if there is a mole in the village's inner circle who is communicating with the criminals. That would be a major problem, affecting the security of the Land of Fire as well as Konoha's prestige. Yamanaka sigh. Escort Sarutobi Konohamaru. I shall question him myself. Yes, sir. Identify all who've had direct contact with Boruto. Spare no one. To have managed to escape custody during his interrogation and flee, Boruto had to have had someone on the inside who aided him. I swear to expose them. Bro, this is like the political part now, what kind of the political discourse, as I would call it. Alright. Inojin. I like what they're doing in terms of getting Inojin more involved, because it seems like we're setting up for that. Because for the longest while, we know we've talked about it, stream after stream, video after video. When it comes down to the Boruto manga, it seems like there's only a small, close-knit group of characters they really have focus on and really get the spotlight. Granted, the Inoshika Cho of this generation, they get featured, they get shown here and there, but they never really had like a, how should I say, like an important presence. So I like what they're doing, starting with Inojin and kind of establishing, I guess, that love, that he has for Himawari. So to at least put him in a position of importance and relevance as well. So yeah, but anyway, secretly communicating outside the sensory unit's purview without following procedure, and smack in the middle of a meeting among Konoha's top brass, no less, when personal use of mind transmission is prohibited. I don't even know how many rules you broke just now. Bro, why is Boruto and Koji just chilling, bro? Like, this is crazy. Is this how you guys always operate? Yo, Boruto genuinely have the Sasuke energy right now. But nah, like, you remember like when in Shippuden, when Sai and Orochimaru just came back to the hideout after fighting Four Tails Naruto, and Sasuke just chilling in the dark with the Sharingan on? That's the vibe I'm getting from Boruto right now. But nah, like. Yo, anyway, we are being hunted. We have no choice but to be crafty. And don't forget Inojin. You are now deeply in collusion with us. Our enemy won't stop at anything. So we too must conform to the enemy's methods. We don't have the luxury of operating within the rules. You gotta always be thinking about what you truly need, using your brain. Having fought Juro too, I know that in order to protect everyone, especially Himawari, from that monster, I have to have power and resolve. Okay. Boruto, has it been resolved? In terms of Momoshiki, you offered him some deal, did you not? Relax, I'll hold up my end. That's not an answer. I don't care for that attitude of yours. Back at you. You're always holding back the inconvenient bits. How many were supposed to die during the sand mission? Could you both stop? I merely guided things towards the most likely path for Sarada to awaken her Mangekyo, in order to avoid a future where there's no way out of many more people getting killed. If you have any other childish criticisms to make, let's hear them now. We're wasting time. Could we move on? Yo, the man even have the Sasuke attitude, bro, to be honest. Very well. You there, Shikamaru, what's the latest? Konohamaru has been escorted to the interrogation room. I suspect my turn will be coming soon, but I'm still free for the time being. Alright, contact us immediately if anything changes. The coming battle will go better with you as Hokage. Yeah, what a pain in the butt. In about 1 week from now, the divine tree known as Mamushi will appear in Konoha. His target is Ada. I will now tell you his abilities and how to deal with them. Alright, cool beans. So, when will you profess your love to Boruto? What do you mean when? Who said anything about doing that? Alright, back to the love triangle here. What? Wait a sec. Didn't you kinda end up confessing to Kake? Where'd that come from? Besides, that's the last thing he needs right now. I don't want to risk saying it wrong and things getting weird between us. Boring. And you, Kake? It depends on the timing, I guess. Knowing me, I might just blurt it out. Ooh, no way. How excited. Yo, what? Yo, I don't think there's ever been like a drawing of Ada that's been drawn this excited. Like, she's always had that subtle, like, oh, that's cool or that's exciting, but she genuinely seems excited in this drawing here. Anyway, in this battle, I won't be able to look away at all. She's just here for the soap opera, for the the dramatics of it. Anyway, and I think Sarada's the same, no matter what she says. Perhaps you're right. Given her prior glumping offensive. But in the end, what's most important is Boruto's feelings. Plus, as Sarada said, he's got bigger problems for the foreseeable future. By the way, sorry to break the mood, but speaking of love, I ask again, you two aren't captivated by me, are you? Are you gonna do that? The strongest foe in Konoha right now. Watching, waiting. If I play this carefully, because Daemon is here, bro. Daemon, the man. Listen, make sure you're not found out, especially by Daemon. If her charm doesn't work on you, it means it's possible for you to kill Ada. You get what I'm saying? If they catch on, your lives may be in danger. I mean, it's obvious. How else are you able to talk about liking someone other than me in front of me? Fair points. It simply isn't possible at all. Daemon moving. Sarada Mangekyo Sharingan. Bro. Oh shit. Yeah. You just tried to do something, didn't you, Sarada? With that vaunted Mangekyo Sharingan of yours. Whatever it is, it's useless if you die before you launch it. Alright? Solid chapter. That's it. You know, this is probably the first chapter in a while that I'm actually like, okay, this is a good place to stop it. Usually the chapter just ends before before I can say, yo, that's it. But yeah, man, what can I say? Like, every month, every chapter, like, wait, bio, well on. Up and running. Like, every month the chapters have been good. The pacing, great. And especially, you would think after coming from the last arc and going into this, we'd have like a moment of, you know, rest, kind of quote-unquote peace, downtime, which this chapter kind of acted as, but it still seems like we're going full speed ahead with all the various conflicts that are going on. What would you rate 2 Blue Vortex out of 10 overall? 2 Blue Vortex, I think I would go with a 8 out of 10 for 2 Blue Vortex. I think it still suffers from the problem of me have to turn off my brain to say where are the other legacy characters. But for the story that's at play here, I think it's pretty good between the pacing. I mean, no problem with the art. The fights have been pretty good, to be honest. The abilities, even though we have the ridiculous, you know, ness of like Code and the Divine Trees, which was highly unexpected coming into 2 Blue Vortex. I think they are interesting characters, interesting quote-unquote villains, antagonists, even though there's more to be desired when it comes on to them though, but they're still being built up, so that's understandable. But even with Boruto right now, when it comes on to him as the main character and him just having that proactive approach to pushing the narrative along, and just the contrast between him pre-time skip, yeah, I think an 8 out of 10 is a solid rating. But anyway, let me kind of just give my thoughts on this chapter going through. So, as I was saying earlier, I like that they're making use of Inojin in the story. going forward, or more so even Inochika, but it seems like Inojin will be one of the most important out of those three characters, or will get the most screen time or have the most relevance for the foreseeable future due to his quote-unquote liking romantically of Himawari. So, and him being roped into the situation right now when it comes on to Kashin, Koji and Boruto. I think it's good. Again, Boruto as a manga has always kind of focused on a small group of characters. So having Kishimoto and Ikimoto start to slowly expand that, even though I'd like to see more characters, I think it's a good move having Inojin be relevant in the situation. And of course, tying things back to the view of prescience that we had before, where we saw him in one panel, if it's a case where he'll get some special training to be relevant on the battlefield as well, that would be good. I hope, even though I don't have a big problem with Sumeri, I hope it's not a case where he becomes like another Sumeri type character where he's like more of the assistant kind of in the background, especially with his skill set. I hope he has more battle relevance. But for now, I think this is a good start, a good foundation to, you know, make things more dynamic, more intriguing. There's more points of interest when it comes on to us, the audience, just reading this story, right? So that's good. I like it. I like it. Kashin, Koji, and Boruto. From a comedic standpoint, I like the aura farming in this. Like the man them just jeez, like, and I love the fashion choice because like the man them just look cool. Man, I like it look cool. They look cool. But more critically, or more importantly, I love the slight subtle, how should I say, conflict that's there between Kashin, Koji and Boruto. Because, you know, we've had the whole thing of Kashin Koji not really telling Boruto every single detail just to ensure that a certain future happens, and Boruto not necessarily agreeing with it due to how Boruto is as a character, even though he is operating in the role of the, you know, current Shadow Hokage, as like he's Sasuke's replacement, right? So there's that. So, but I like the conflict that's there. I'm glad they kind of touched on it, even if just a little. So I really appreciate that. I'm glad they didn't just kind of just glaze over that aspect, because it's something that's been on display to us, the audience, for a little while now, especially with the recent mission to the Sun, the last arc. So I'm glad we're touching on it. But at the same time, Boruto, who has fully embodied Sasuke at this point, to be honest, it's interesting just to see Boruto's characterization, to be honest, right? And even his lines of dialogue between him and Koji in terms of operating outside the rules, it feels so very Sasuke-ish, and you can just tell how much impact Sasuke has really had on Boruto. And the fact that, going back to part 1, Boruto wanting to be a ninja like Sasuke, this, like, the fact that he's really embodying that energy, it's just, I think it's just pretty cool. It's just beautiful, like poetic, right? So I like that. I like that. And of course, with them operating outside the rules and drawing Inojin in, it kind of sets the stage for, hey, realize, no, I didn't start. I've already finished reading the chapter. I'm basically giving my review now, essentially. So there's that. But with them bringing Inojin in, yeah, it kind of makes things more complicated. There's a foundation for more conflict, more, you know, discourse, and just overall just making the story more dynamic and engaging, right? So that's the good part. No, when it comes down to the divine trees, again, I think for the longest while now, especially with this section with what Juro and Hidari are saying, I think it's expected. Due to the nature of their character and them kind of learning more about emotions and growing, they're babies, as it was kind of established before the mission to the Sun. So this is expected. I think the big thing coming out of this section is Mamushi and what he's saying about wanting to, you know, make her, let me say, wanting her not just in the sense of simply consuming her, but for control. I want to make her superior genetic information mine. I think that goes back to the fact that even the chakra fruits is a compilation of all like the genetic information on the planet, right? And she has like a unique, genetic makeup at the moment. So I think it goes back to that base instincts that, the 10 tails becoming the god tree compiles all the genetic information on the planet. So there's a foundation for why he feels that way. That's, rooted back in original Naruto till now and all the information that we know. On this channel when he was reading chapter 21. This just started. Oh, okay. Okay, so you responded when okay. That's pretty cool, realize. Well, respect for continuing to stick with me here. So good vibes, good vibes. So I think that's within the expectation with the divine trees here. Outside of that, the political discourse, the political conflict, the political tensions within Konoha and the Land of Fire. Manala, I love it. I'm here for it. It's really engaging to me. This is something that I've also said when it comes on to part 1 Boruto, even coming into this. One of the major things that Boruto does well, I believe, well, from the manga perspective at least, while I think a lot of times the villains or the antagonists leave much to be desired, I think the story has always kind of banked on its interpersonal drama and conflict between the established cast. And the political discourse that we get here with Konoha, the Land of Fire, I think it's more of that, right? And it's really good. It's really good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, even introducing this new character who's definitely going to be a big point of conflict for Shikamaru and how to navigate him, because again he has the elders' interests. So it's kind of like we have Shikamaru, Konohamaru, Sai, and then you have like that different faction of the elders, the feudal lord, the feudal lord's chamberlain here. So it's going to be interesting to see how Shikamaru is going to navigate that. It's just overall engaging, I would say. So man, like I'm here for it. I'm here for it, really and truly. Like, to be honest, I think I'm even more interested in the conflict here, politically speaking, more so than even the divine trees. And again, it just speaks to the fact that again the interpersonal conflicts have really been like a high point when it comes on to the Boruto story to me. And even more so than that, we gotta talk about even the fact that there's, well, I think a lot of us knew already in terms of the budget cuts, as they were saying, because it's a time of peace. What's the point of having ninjas? What's the point of having this military? So I'm kind of curious how that's going to even affect things going forward for like future missions and conflicts, right? Are we going to be short-staffed in the grand scheme of things? It's a kind of almost a throwaway line, but you got to think about it as well. So there seems to be some tensions between like the feudal lord office and Konoha from that aspect, right? And I guess probably even maybe Naruto was kind of like that last thing that was kind of easing the tensions and keeping things on a certain level. Yeah, oh, your fellow Jamaican as well. All right, mud vibes. Respect for subbing, staying here, man. So respect. Yeah, man. As I said, the political part really has me intrigued. So it's the same here. But yeah, I'm loving the tension that's there between Konoha and the feudal lord office, and this is really setting up a major conflict for Konoha. It's like you're fighting a fight with yourself and with the external threat of the divine trees. So there's that as well. But I'm interested to see what yo, the man just look fresh. Dang. But anyway, so there's that. And of course, the fight between Mamushi coming up, which also reinforces that this story is just not slowing down. I really love the pacing. So I'm interested to see how that upcoming fight is going to go. I would imagine that Kashin Koji will contact Ada and company here before anything happens between Daemon and Sarada. And we'll probably have Sarada, Sumere, Daemon, and Ada versus Mamushi in the coming months, hopefully before the end of the year. But this is the next thing too, the whole love aspect in terms of when Sarada and Sumire are gonna confess. Of course, Ada's not an idiot. I love how she deduces that they're not, captivated by her, quote unquote. And that just kind of spiraling in, like Sarada activating her Mangekyo Sharingan, Daemon springing into action and playing a part now, because he's been chilling for way too long. So I am really glad that we'll be getting to see some Daemon action really and truly going forward. So I'm interested to see how even this little scuffle here is going to end up. Because you guys know me, I know a lot of persons are really power scaling Sarada above all of Shippuden, yada yada yada. But I'm always interested in seeing characters be put in more situations, because, I mean, the story will have us believe Sarada above Jigen, all that jazz and blues, So, I mean, as another character that's above Jigen in the form of Daemon, I'm interested to see what would happen right now. But the thing is, right now, it's a battle of hacks. I love how the detail of Daemon making sure he makes contact with them, which of course is the weakness of his hacks ability of reflecting everything. So it's like, yo dog, yo, wanna try it. If you're bad, turn up the gravity. Take up the remote and turn up the gravity if you feel bad, Sarada. So I think that's what it comes down to. All in all, this has been a solid chapter. 2 chapters ends this volume. Chapter 80 might be cracked. You mean 28? Yeah. People focus on her left eye. Let's see. Bro, I think we'll see her second ability. Her left eye didn't really stand out to me. Well, yeah, true. That would be a good thing going into the fight with Mamushi, because I think it will be this group. But Daemon will be the one I think will have center stage as well. But anyway, all in all, this has been a solid chapter. 9 out of 10? 8 out of 10? 10 out? I don't even know, bro. You think Boruto might stay away from the village to not cause trouble for a while? I think so. I think it's going to be focused on... I mean, it's as Kashin Koji says, Mamushi won't be there for a week. So I think he'll probably, between him and Kashin Koji, will focus on probably getting Inojin a bit powered up a bit more. Maybe Kashin Koji will use prescience to see alternate future timelines of what Inojin can do and kind of start teaching him. But I don't think Boruto will be too proactive. He might be just in and out, making sure Himawari is good. I think going forward for this next section, conflict-wise, like Daemon, Ada, Sumire, Sarada, I think they'll take center stage. And I'm tempted to say maybe not even Sarada, because Sarada had that big moment last chapter. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe even if Mitsuki were to even show up. So that's my take on it, really and truly. But yeah, maybe her second ability will get showcased, but maybe it won't be like the winning trump card for this. Maybe it won't. Yeah, but Mitsuki needs a definitely a big moment, because this man has been, like how the Kawaki stocks were like in the mud for the longest while. Mitsuki needs like something, bro, something. Trust me, it's crazy. So yeah, but yeah, solid chapter, can't complain. All things considered, 2 Blue Vortex just continues to like really keep me engaged. So can't complain at all. But bro, like, what can I say? Any other questions you guys might have before we end off? Cause I'm kind of start late. I still need to probably get a little something to eat as well. As I said, the rain and everything to come home. It's been kind of rough, kind of wild, to say the least. But if I were to say maybe like even predictions for next chapter, yeah, we'll obviously start with the whole Ada and something the section. Probably Ada will probably just come out and say, hey guys, you're kind of word for nothing, to be honest. Because, all right, looking even at this section here, yeah, they'll probably joke it off and say like, dogs, and then if you like take any action, we're chilled, you know, maybe. Because it's like, yeah, you tried to do something, didn't you? Okay. For real, you know, even going by that line of dialogue, probably Sarada will probably say, yo, she was probably actually trying to use her second ability for real. That might be it. Either that or she was trying to kind of start up the gravity thing. So, yeah, Ada, I'll go stop it. Yeah. I don't see Ada like causing too much trouble or anything like that. So, I think this conflict is going to fizzle out for the most part. I think Ada would be hurt that they lied, but other than that, she would be happy to have real connections. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's going to come down to. That's what her characterization has been done to. I think she's actually going to be excited. Like, this is something new, like in the that I'm experiencing in the longest while, like a genuine connections. So I think it will be fine. And I think what maybe happen as well is that maybe Ada will take the opportunity to say, okay, cool. You guys aren't affected. We have a week till Mamushi appears. Let's just go shopping. Let's go shopping. Let's go do some activity. Let's go climb the Hokage monuments. Or, you know, I think it's little things like that Ada is going to actually do. And it's going to kind of make things, you know, build up that bond between them even more from a genuine perspective. And so that anything that bad that happens in the Mamushi fight will feel it more as an audience, well, as the reader, you know. I think that's what's going to come down. It's going to come down to. That's my prediction. So, yeah, I think you have a good point there, Pokemon 18ish. So can't complain about that. No, it's a solid chapter, solid chapter. So between that and Inojin probably getting some training in. Himawari continuing to do her training as well. Boruto continuing to be annoyed and R farming. Yo, when the anime comes back, then you feel like a really badass track for just Boruto sitting in the chair, dog. Oh, the one thing I haven't said yet either. Boruto not saying much more about the Momoshiki situation. So I'm curious how that's going to go. But anyway, that's all I have for this one. Sorry it's not long as usual. Even though, yeah, I mean, my recent reaction reviews haven't been like extra long. They've been usually like an hour at most, really and truly. But solid chapter, can't complain. I hope you guys enjoy my reaction and my review and breakdown for the chapter. If there's anything I'm missing, naturally, you know, leave a comment once the stream is over and the video just goes up as a regular video. Which means you see it start. I mean, you can just go back and, you know, you can backtrack. I mean, this stream is only like 40 minutes in, so it's not like a long stream. You don't have to really go far back to see when I just started. So yeah, but all in all, solid chapter. Will the elders ever die? Are they immortal? Are they the missing Otsutsuki? That's the better question though. So there's that. All sorts of things to look forward to. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for me, peeps. Of course, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like, comment, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. You know, so I don't look too bad on camera, you know. Anyway, guys, enjoy the weekend. My birthday is actually Sunday, so you know, I'm just putting that out there into the world. So there's that. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next. Well, today's the 19th, so you know we'll be having the end of month subscriber stream. So definitely come up with that. Of course, I'm also continuing my run through of Clear Obscure Expedition 33, having that series going on as well. So I mean, you can definitely come out for those streams as well. I'm having fun with that. So yeah, but of course we can talk more about a bunch of things on the end of month subscriber stream, which I'll probably do on well, the last day of this month is a Tuesday, so I think that should be fine. So yeah. Anyway, yapping now. So enjoy the weekend, guys. Stay safe, stay dry if you're in Jamaica, and I'll see you guys in the next one.